Welcome to the Lori Robertson Podcast, where we guide entrepreneurs and business leaders toward lasting success. I'm your host, Lori Robertson, and today's episode is all about preparing for the future, mastering 2025, strategic business planning for success. If you want to ensure that your business thrives in the coming year, you're in the right place. As we near the end of 2024, it's time to reflect on the year behind us, learn from it, and use those lessons to build a stronger, more resilient business plan for 2025. In this episode, we'll dive deep into analyzing what worked and what didn't work in 2024. And I'll share some powerful tools to help you plan for your best year ever in 2025. So grab a notebook or pull up your favorite digital tool. Let's get strategic. Now, I know you may be thinking to yourself, well, we're still in 2025, right? But the reason why I'm sorry, 2024, I'm jumping ahead of myself. But the reason why I wanted to start now to really dive deep in what can you do in 2025 is because now is the exact and the perfect time to start planning, okay? This is the time where because you only have a couple of months left or 3 months or so left in 2024. So now is the time for you to sit down and map it out. Okay. So let's start with reflecting on 2024, what worked and what didn't work. Now, before we jump into planning for 2025, the first thing we need to do is reflect on the successes and the failures of 2024. It's easy to move straight into new goals, but taking a moment to analyze the past year is essential for informed decision making. Now, start by asking yourself some critical questions. One, what are your biggest wins in 2024? What strategies, products, or campaigns performed exceptionally well? Where did you fall short? What were your goals? What didn't hit or initiatives that didn't gain traction? Did you market or customer base change in any significant ways? Did you adapt to those changes or were you left behind? How did your team perform? Were there any issues with productivity, communication, or morale? If you have a business that you're running and you have, people that you oversee. These questions are essential because they help you identify what worked and what didn't. Without this understanding, you may end up repeating the same mistakes in 2025, and you don't want to do that. Okay? So think about those questions and answer them honestly. Now, the next thing we want to do is analyze key metrics from 2024. Next up is analyzing the data. Numbers don't lie. Metrics give us objective insight into what's really happening. Now, here are few key areas that I want you to want to review. Okay, I want you to sit down and I want you to think about these. Your revenue and profit margins. Did you meet or exceed your revenue targets? Were there any unexpected expenses that ate into your profits? That is very important for you to sit down and think about that. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is I want you to think about customer acquisition and retention. How many new customers did you acquire in 2024? More importantly, how many did you retain? Customer retention is crucial for substantial growth. So you have to sit down and think about, okay, what was my goal? How many, customers did I get? How many customers did I keep? Did I reach my number? Right? You have to think about these things and realize that the retention in your business is very, very crucial if you want to make your 2025 better than your 2024. Marketing effectiveness. Look at your marketing campaigns. What was your ROI? Did some channels or campaigns perform better than others? So what did you use? Did you use social media? Did you do free marketing? Did you do paid marketing? What type of marketing efforts did you put forth? And did any of them work? And did you make any money? Did you lose money? So those are things that you need to think about. Okay. Your operational efficiency. Were your processes smooth or did you experience bottleneck? Are there any areas where you could save time or resources? Now, if you're a one-shop pony, if you're only doing it by yourself, then it's easy for you to, dive into your operations because you are the operation. But if you have a team Then you need to, sit down with each one of your team members and see, what type of processes, what type of information or what type of task did you give them to handle? Did they do it effectively? Do you need to switch it off and give it to somebody else? Do we need to do it better? Do we need to, was it working correctly? And what other resources did you use in your business that help it be successful, or do you need to get rid of it? Once you've gathered and analyzed this data, you'll have a clearer picture of your business's strengths and weaknesses, and you'll be better equipped to make strategic decisions for 2025. Okay. The next thing up is tools for crafting your 2025 business plan. Okay. So now that we've kind of analyzed 2024, it's time to look ahead to 2025. The future belongs to those who plan for it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the tools that can help you create a bulletproof business plan, okay, for your 2025 year. Now, here are some tools that I highly recommend for mastering your strategic planning in 2025, right? You need to do some type of analysis. And I'm going kind of sort of in the normal traditional business world with these strategic planning goals. So just bear with me. I know that, some of you may still be in the business world, but some of you may definitely be just strictly an entrepreneur working from home or either have a business online. So write these down and pay close attention, okay? It's called the SWOT analysis. And what that is your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay. This classic framework helps you to evaluate both internal and external factors. It's a great starting point for understanding where your business stands and where it can grow in 2025. Okay. Now, number 2, your SMART goals framework. And I know a lot of you probably have heard about this because when your manager or whoever it is in your business sits you down and want to plan, when you're trying to get a bonus or you're trying to get an increase in pay for the next year, they go over these type of things with you to see where you are in your business or where you are, in the position that you had. So you got to use these things in your business as well, because these are good planning tools for you for the next year. Okay. So this one, like I said, is SMART Goals Framework. Is specific? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it relevant? And time bound, okay? When setting goals for 2025, use the SMART method to ensure that your goals are clear and attainable. Vague goals often lead to vague results. So really take some time and think about your goals. Are they clear? Are they attainable? And if not, you may have to tweak them, okay? I say this in every episode that I do. I think I may have to change my time of doing my podcast episodes because I always hear planes flying overhead. And I'm not a person to sit back and do a whole lot of editing. I think the best thing, for me is to just do the podcast. You can hear all my flaws. You can hear all of the quirks and the tweaks that I have to do without me going back and doing a lot of editing. So if you hear the plane, I'm sorry, but I am going to try my best to, muffle out all of the noise that you can hear. So let's get back to number 3. This one, a lot of people may not know about, but it's called OKR, and it's objectives and key results. Now, many successful companies use the OKR to align their teams and track progress toward big picture goals. OKRs can help you stay focused on your most important objectives while setting measurable outcomes to ensure accountability. Okay? So if you haven't done that, this may be something. Now, all of these tips that I'm giving you, you don't have to use them all, but these are the main ones that I think will help you have a more successful 2025. So if some of these doesn't resonate with you, by all means, don't use them. But put the ones into place that you think is going to help you achieve your goals for 2025. Okay, so project management tools. These platforms help you stay organized and on track. You can Google any of those, and I don't really want to promote them because, I'm not into any of these particular management tools, and I want you to find one that best suits you. So if I had any affiliation with them, then I would be like, okay, yeah. Now, my project management tools are in my business. that I already have. So I use what's called a Let's Go app. And you can say that it is a project management tool because I get to write down and help me stay organized and on track. It helps me assign tasks. It gives me deadlines and it tracks my progress. So it can help me stay aligned and be productive through 2025. So, however, I will add that into the description below or my notes. And it's called Let's Go. And yes, this is an amazing tool, but there are other project management tools out there. So if, in fact, when you look into my Let's Go app and it doesn't fit with you, then by all means, Google and find you one that does. But I'm telling you that this Let's Go app does have all the features that I outlined. It helps you get organized. It helps you stay on track. It helps you assign tasks and set deadlines and track your progress. So, and it helps me to stay productive. And that is the most important thing. And that's what you want to be throughout 2025. Now, financial forecasting tools like QuickBooks or Zero. Now, I do use QuickBooks. I don't use Zero. I have dabbled in it a little bit, but to ensure financial stability, use one of these tools or something else that's out there to forecast your cash flow, monitor expenses, track financial performance against your goals. Keeping a close eye on your finances can help prevent any nasty surprises during the year. So, if you don't have QuickBooks, I can put the link down there, but you can also Google QuickBooks as well. Then, this is an awesome tool, Customer Relationship Management, a CRM system. I have a CRM system in my business, and I also will leave a link in the description for that as well if you're interested in getting a CRM system that wells. But these tools allows you to manage your customer interactions and improve retention. Keeping your customers happy and engaged will be essential in 2025. Okay, so now that we have the tools under your belt, let's talk about setting the vision for 2025. Now, once you've analyzed 2024 and chosen the tools to guide your planning, it's time to think big. What's your vision for 2025? What do you want your business to look like by the end of the year? Vision setting is about long term thinking. So I want you to sit here and ask yourself, where do you want your revenue and profits to be? What new products and services will you offer, if any? How will your business evolve to meet changing market conditions? And what kind of company culture do you want to cultivate in 2025? Right? And also, what type of business do you envision for yourself and the people that work with you in 2025? Okay? Think about that vision. Now, once you have that vision in mind, break it down to actionable steps. Map out your quarterly goals and monthly initiatives that will get you there. And remember, flexibility is key. While it's important to have a solid plan, the ability to pivot and adapt will keep you competitive in today's fast changing business environment. This is so important because unless you sit down, have a vision, know where you're going, you're not going to be able to break down the steps to get you there. Okay? So please make sure to take at least 30 minutes to sit down and think about it and write these things out. Answer the questions that I'm posing to you. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you some final thoughts. So, to wrap up this episode for today, I want to leave you with this. Success in 2025 won't come from simply setting ambitious goals. It will come from careful planning, continual analysis, and the willingness to adapt. So, by learning from your experience in 2024 and using the right tools to build your strategy, you can set yourself up for the best year ever. Thank you for joining me today on Mastering 2025 Strategic Business Planning for Success. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your fellow entrepreneurs, and leave me a review. I'll see you next time with more insights to help you grow and thrive.